All right, we're getting ready to go live. I'm gonna wait for just 1 second to make sure this is kicking in, and then we will be live. All right, it looks like we are live right now. What is up? How are you? Hope you are doing well. I don't know if you could tell. I'll sort of spin this around here. I'm in a almost almost tried my computer. I am currently in a hotel, which is a little bit weird, I got to say. Being in the era of COVID-19, I have not been traveling very much. I actually got this hotel. It's about 20 minutes away from my house. I'm literally just here for the night. I'm going to do some writing and studying and planning and all that fun stuff. I just kind of needed some space. But I wanted to go live and talk a little bit about trust and respect. And this occurred to me because I was talking to a client. As I'm from AdWords Nerds. We do online marketing for real estate investors. So all of my clients are investors. And I was talking to this client, and he was saying, he was telling me these stories of, and if you've been investing for any amount of time, you probably have a story like this where, he's sending out postcards and yellow letters and stuff, and like all the responses that he gets, right? And like a response is like, I'm going to report you to the FBI, and, stuff like that, right? Everybody's got this story. And, we're talking about that. And I was like, online marketing, we get the same kind of stuff. I was actually, I did a post a little while ago about comments on ads and stuff. Like, people leave the meanest comments on ads, right? The meanest comments. And they don't know me and they don't know my stuff. And, it's just, but they've had a bad experience with someone else and they're projecting that experience onto me. Right. And so I try not to take it personally. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. And as a real estate investor, you got to do the same thing, right? You gotta understand it's not really about you. But we're all, investors, online marketers. We are both in industries that people do not respect. Okay, we're not doctors, we're not even lawyers. We're a couple of notches below that. Probably better than the payday loan people and bail bondsmen and stuff like that. But we don't have a great reputation, let's put it that way. And if you are being honest, and I will be honest about my own industry, right? There's a lot that the online marketing industry has done to deserve that reputation, right? Online marketers can be kind of shady and they can use really manipulative tactics and they can do things that are not particularly great or ethical. And, investors, I got to say, actually, most of the investors that I've worked with are very ethical people. They really care about helping people. They really care about doing the right thing. But that's not how people perceive investors. And generally, in real estate investment as an industry, there has been some, less than savory stuff, both in marketing and how people do deals. So it's just a fact, okay, that a lot of people don't trust us. And what are we going to do about it? Well, there's a couple things that you can actually tactically do to deal with this if you run into something like this, right? One is just a general mindset of, I try to respond to every comment, every negative thing or whatever. And I use kind of a principle from, you could say it's loosely taken from martial arts or whatever, which makes it sound very fancy, but just this idea of the more aggressive someone comes at me, the more gentle and quiet and respectful I am. And the reason that I do that is because if you meet aggression with aggression, generally that aggression amplifies, right? They get a little aggressive, you get a little aggressive, they up it, you up it, and it kind of escalates. All right. Now, if they come at you with a significant amount of aggression and you don't return that, what ends up happening is that their aggression kind of stands alone and their aggression is very obvious. The contrast is very stark. And almost always that will cause that person to then recalibrate and come closer to you. So in any kind of online conflict, typically meeting aggression with aggression is going to escalate it, while meeting aggression with really calm, really neutral, trying to be as objective as possible, trying to be as kind as possible will really diffuse it. And typically, here's the really important part, this is the kind of like little more Machiavellian thing that you can think about this. If this isn't an online forum, let's say someone's leaving you a bad review online and you comment on the bad review and they're like really over the top and you're just very gentle and very calm and you're very soothing and they kind of come back and they're so blah and you do it again. So let's say you never get that person on your side. I mean, maybe that person's a lost cause, who knows? But the thing is that when other people see the back and forth, it ends up many times in their minds invalidating the other person's original comment, because what they see is that this person's being really aggressive, they're being really irrational, you're being really kind and not at all reflecting what they're saying about you. And so it kind of skews the entire thing in your favor. So that's kind of one principle, is like almost never try to meet aggression with aggression. The other thing about this kind of like online kind of disrespect or whatever is that when you're in a situation where someone brings, or where you think it's an issue or someone might make it an issue, it's almost always in your best interest to bring it up first, right? Acknowledge the elephant in the room up front, because one, if this is already in their head, it's not going to do any damage. Two, it builds your authority and your credibility in their minds because you're bringing it up, you're being honest about it, right? So you're like, look, if you're like, look, like I know, you probably got a lot of these postcards before, and look, I know investors. There's a lot of people out there that give investors like a pretty shady name, and I just want you to know, I take that really seriously, and I'm going to be totally transparent and honest with you up front. If you have any questions, ask me. I'm an open book, right? And just the act of stating that stuff out loud and not trying to pretend that there's no context to what we're doing or there's no background to what we're doing allows the other person to loosen up a little bit. And it kind of puts you on their side in a very subtle way that can really shift the conversation in your favor. So these two kind of ideas, right, of not meeting aggression with aggression and then also airing the dirty laundry up front or acknowledging the elephant in the room, whatever metaphor you want to use, these are really powerful tools for working past this kind of like disrespect barrier. And I honestly, truly believe that in both the industries of online marketing and for real estate investing, right? The more that people do this and the more people have positive experiences with the people in our industries, right? Like I work so hard to make sure that my clients have positive experiences. You work so hard so that your sellers have positive experiences. Each one of those is going to ripple out. And pretty soon, who knows? Maybe we can change the reputations of our industries. I think that's possible. I hope you do too. Look, if you ever want to talk about online marketing for motivated sellers, I would love to talk to you. Motivatedsellerleads.com. That's the place to be. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.